Where are we? There we are. Yo, what up, everyone? It is I, DPX. Welcome to another episode of Chill with the Miikcast. Sorry about the weird noises you already hear, but, I'm joined today by, nostalgia critic connoisseur, Ryan
Hello, I'm
John,
a nostalgia critic. I remember it, so you don't have to.
That's
and
true.
joined by Slash.
I'm here. I'm representing Hargford in the Meatball versus Maloli case. Yes, I'm his lawyer.
Okay. And, just letting you know, there's some noise coming from you, Slash. So,
You're annoying.
or maybe it's from Ryan. I don't know, because I still hear it. But whatever. Today we got some stuff to go over.
I'm back.
Obviously we got the Miikcast Game Awards. There was a Nintendo Direct that happened. And there might be some other stuff we talk about. I don't know. I don't know how long Slash is going to be here, so it might just be me and Ryan the whole time. Or for most of it. Because the whole... Yeah, the nostalgia critic. But let's get it out of the way. Miikcast Game Awards. How this works, we have our own award show thing. It's not really a show, but you know what I mean. Where you guys decide. We did come up with the nominees and the categories and everything, but you guys fill out a Google form. You take your pick for the, whichever you think should win the award. And we only decide if it's a tie. So, if like two games have the same amount of votes and they're both in the lead, we decide the tiebreaker. But so we are going over the Miikcast Game Awards. I'd say we got a pretty diverse list. And yeah, well, we'll just get into it. For Best Open World, your nominees are Elden Ring, Sonic Frontiers, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Horizon Forbidden West, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Alright. Anyone want to take a guess which one won this one?
Oof. So many good options. I'm assuming it has to be Elden Ring.
Elden Ring seems like it would win, but we have a lot of Sonic fans in the Meatcast, so I kind of feel like... I don't know. It's kind of weird though that based on information that I know, let's go. I would say Elden Ring would win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Frontiers won. Yes, I just said Frontiers. I'm so smart.
Okay. Well, you both were right. Elden Ring won by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Congratulations to Elden Ring, best online multiplayer focused game. So this is like the best game that relies almost entirely, if not at least like, mostly online for online multiplayer. Your nominees are Splatoon 3, Multiverses, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Lost Ark, Rumbleverse, which is weird, that game's shutting down like, I think this month, and Marvel Snap. Your winner is... Who you got for this one? Who you got for this one? Multiverses?
Yeah.
The winner is Multiverses. You guys were right. You guys are 2 for 2. Even though I feel like we all have to do with this though. So it's... I kept my eye on it the most because reasons, but that's not important. New category, best co-op / local multiplayer. It's kind of the same as the online one, but a game that relies heavily, it either like relies and like requires co-op, or is a lot more like it enhances the experience with co-op. Your nominees are TMNT Shredder's Revenge, Elden Ring, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, Multiverses, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and River City Girls 2. Which one you think won this one?
I want to say Lego Star Wars, but I bet that people voted Elden Ring.
All right, Slash.
I think Shredder's Revenge one. I remember that was the big thing in the Miikcast. Everyone was talking about how good that game was. I feel like Shredder's Revenge might have won. I don't know though.
Yeah, Shredder's Revenge was my pick, and I think it got. Oh no, actually, it came in second. But what came in first was Lego Star Wars, which
Yes.
I'm actually.
Let's go.
I was not expecting it to come in first here, but
Yeah. Let's go.
like I was honestly
Let's go.
expecting people to pick either Elden Ring, Multiverses, or Kirby, but
I know.
yeah, congrats
actually
to Lego Star Wars, best
Yeah,
reoccurring
be
game.
sending-
What's up?
We'll be sending the award over to them.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're sending each of them claymores. That was from last year's Miikcast Game Awards. Every winner got a claymore. So, and like legit, we sent an actual claymore to each of them. So, best reoccurring game. So I'm gonna be honest. Best reoccurring game. That was like an excuse to nominate Among Us in 2020. Because Among Us didn't actually come out that year, but I mean, like it's not a bad award, you know, to highlight some of the best games that were like relevant last year, but didn't actually come out. So your nominees are Fall Guys, which had a bit of a resurgence in 2022, Among Us, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, and Cyberpunk making a comeback in 2022. Your winner is Among Us.
Knew it.
I didn't ask you guys what you thought was gonna win.
I knew it was Among Us.
Yeah, it's so obvious who was going to win that one.
Everyone, I feel like everyone who would vote in the Miikcast likes Among Us a lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it was fairly obvious that one.
Yeah. It's not really about like the best game. It's more like how good they were and how much they were supported in 2022. But yeah, Among Us definitely. That game's so much fun. You can play that anytime, and it's just as fun. Best sleeper hit. This is a game that maybe flew under the radar, or like maybe you might not have heard of it. But is still really good and didn't really get much awards attention. So this is where it gets that awards attention. Your nominees are Nobody Saves the World, Weird West, Rollerdrome, Pentiment, Chained Echoes, and Curse to Golf. Now, which one? Any guesses here?
I feel like I don't know. So I feel like it's probably gonna be whichever one was the third one, because when in doubt, middle it out. That's what I'm saying here.
Okay, well there's 6 of them, but okay. None of you guys are really familiar with any of these games, so it's alright. I'll spare you, Ryan. The winner was Chained Echoes, which it kind of sucks that game like kind of flew under the radar. I didn't play it yet, but like it was like this big Kickstarter, and it's like a spiritual successor almost to games like Chrono Trigger, and it was in development for a while, and it came out and no one really talked about it. Yeah, congratulations to Chained Echoes. You'll be getting your claymore. Best soundtrack.
Don't worry, guys.
Your nominees are God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Sonic Frontiers, A Plague Tale Requiem, and Live Alive. Any guesses here?
Oh man, I mean, there's definitely some tough competition because both Sonic Frontiers, God of War, and Elden Ring have like some really sick soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Sonic Frontier on this one.
Okay, Slash.
I think also Sonic Frontiers, not necessarily because I prefer that game's soundtrack, but I feel like that's the one that's most likely to win.
Alright, well, the winner is Elden Ring.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's what I would have wanted to win.
Sure. I don't remember the composers' names, but
good job, bro.
Good job. You guys get your claymores. Best protagonist. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You got Kratos from God of War Ragnarok, Aloy from Horizon Forbidden West, Amicia from A Plague Tale Requiem, Noah from Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Guybrush Threepwood from Return to Monkey Island, and Rose Winters from the Resident Evil Village Shadows of Rose expansion. Which one do you? Who do you got?
Lie, I
Like,
thought you were gonna say Noah from the Ark, and I don't know why I thought you were gonna say
well,
that.
I
But
didn't.
I think that I thought you were what the fuck? I think Kratos won.
Yeah, Kratos.
Yeah, Kratos won by a country mile. So congratulations
Yeah.
to Sony Santa Monica. You'll get your Claymore. Um, best
Good job.
best remake slash remaster. Pretty self-explanatory as well. Your nominees are Live Alive, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, Pac-Man World Repack, Tactics Ogre Reborn, TMNT Cowabunga Collection, and Sonic Origins. Who do you think won?
Sonic Origin.
Alright, Slash.
I don't know. I feel like Live Alive might have won, but I'm gonna have to go with Sonic Origins on this one.
If it was my choice, Live Alive would have won. But the winner is probably my second choice, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. So congratulations to Square Enix for that one. Best DLC slash expansion. Your nominees are Resident Evil Village Shadows of Rose, Cuphead The Delicious Last Course, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, Dead Cells The Queen and the Sea, and Destiny 2 Witch Queen. Which one you got?
I feel like Cuphead won easily.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Cuphead. Alright, well, the winner is not Cuphead. It's Resident Evil Village Shadows of Rose. I'm a little surprised by that one, too, to be honest.
I didn't know that we had viewers that knew what Resident Evil was, honestly.
I think Resident Evil is probably more popular than Cuphead. But, best indie game. Best indie game. Your nominees are Stray, Vampire Survivors, Sifu, Cult of the Lamb, Tunic, and Neon White. What do you think?
Neon White.
Neon White slash.
Let's go with Neon Green. I like that color better.
Alright, so the winner is Stray. You guys forgot about the cat game?
Oh,
Meow.
damn.
Yeah. Stray won, and Stray won by a lot, by the way.
To be honest, I was looking for my glasses, so I didn't really hear what
Okay,
you said.
so your glasses, not wearing your glasses really impaired your hearing. Alright.
No, but I was digging around for them.
Yeah, I forgot all about Hop Hop.
Alright. New category, the Red Ring Award. Which is the worst game. It's supposed to be like imitating the Razzies almost. Instead, it's the Red Ring, referencing the infamous Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death. It's the worst game of the year. We're having some fun here. Your nominees are Diablo Immortal, Babylon's Fall, Saints Row, Crossfire X, Gotham Knights, and Waifu Impact. For some reason I couldn't read Waifu Impact with a straight face, but what do you guys think here? I feel like I know which one you guys think.
Well, I think what got voted was probably Gotham Knights, but I feel like Diablo Immortal is just worse overall. You could have this argument whenever, but like when you have a game that like costs however much to, do the stuff that you need to do to progress, I feel like that game is probably the worst.
Yeah, that one's Diablo Immortal is pretty predatory and disgusting. Ryan, what do you think?
Oh, well, I know who's going to, win. However, Diablo should have, won best. Gotham Knight probably doing.
Okay. You all forgot about Babylon's Fall. That one just beat out Gotham Knights. That game...
No.
Babylon's Fall, look, that's like #1 on many worst of the year lists. You didn't hear from me just because I didn't play the game. and I didn't blow $60 or $70 on that. That game came out in March of like the beginning of March of last year. That game's getting shut down. The servers are getting shut down before the end of this month. It's not gonna. The servers didn't last for a full year, which is crazy.
Speaking of getting shut down, this game is so bad that I now have to go. It's just that it was that bad.
All right, see you, Slash.
Go now. Babylon's Fall, Kill
Yeah.
You. Check out my Totally Real podcast under All Things Weird. I'm on episode 93, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
All right, see you, Slash. All right.
Wow. So bad that someone had to leave the chat.
Yeah. But yeah, Babylon's Fall is... That game almost, like, bankrupted Platinum. So, like... Yeah, that game's a failure on, like, just about every level. Best art style! This one was a tough one because there was a tie and we had to determine the tiebreaker. Your nominees are Elden Ring, Stray, Cult of the Lamb, TMNT Shredder's Revenge, Nobody Saves the World, and Return to Monkey Island. I'd ask you, Ryan, which one you think wins, but we discussed this one because we decided the tiebreaker. The tie was between Elden Ring and Cult of the Lamb, and even though the art style for Elden Ring is great, we're showing some love to Cult of the Lamb. So congratulations to Devolver Digital for having a great art style for Cult of the Lamb. You guys get a Claymore.
Congratulations.
New category, although this should have really been a category since the start. Best PC game. Not particularly the best PC exclusive, but like a game that is definitely like meant to be played on a PC or like was most popular on a PC. Your nominees are Lost Ark, Dune the Spice Wars, Total War Warhammer 3, Return to Monkey Island, Immortality, or Vampire Survivors. Ryan, which one do you think this one is?
I have to go with Monkey Island on this one.
You'd be correct. Monkey Island won. And I'm actually surprised Monkey Island destroyed. So, yeah.
I feel like it's like an underrated game. Like, it's really popular. But however, for like award season and stuff like that, it's like considered underrated.
Yeah. Best Xbox game. Kind of the same deal as PC game. Doesn't have to be exclusive to Xbox because, I mean, they don't really have many exclusives. Up until this year, Hi-Fi Rush gave us an early one. But yeah. Any game that is synonymous with Xbox, only playable through Xbox, or, published by them. Your nominees are Tunic, Vampire Survivors, Pentiment, Immortality, High on Life, and As Dusk Falls. Your winner is... What do you think, Ryan?
Oof, so many good options. I mean, either one. I feel like that they're gonna win no matter what. But however, I do have to go with the first one.
Tunic?
Yeah.
You'd be correct. Tunic won. I know you did not remember that Tunic was the first one. I know you just guessed that, but you were right.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Discord, shut up. Okay. Best PlayStation exclusive. Sorry. Congratulations to the team behind Tunic for that one. You get a Claymore. Best PlayStation exclusive. Your nominees are, but same thing here. They can either be exclusive to PlayStation, published by PlayStation, or like more synonymous with PlayStation. Your nominees here are God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7, Stray, Sifu, and Ghostwire Tokyo. See, like, Stray and Sifu were not... They also released on PC, but, like, they are... Like, Sony had all the marketing and everything for that. So, Ryan, what do you think? I think this one's pretty easy, but what do you think?
War.
God of War? Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. God of War 1 by a country mile. Congratulations, Sony Santa Monica, for making the best PlayStation exclusive of 2022. Best Nintendo exclusive. This one I thought was pretty tight. You got Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Splatoon 3, Bayonetta 3, a lot of threes, goddamn. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Live Alive, and Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. This one was another tie, by the way. And we decided the tiebreaker because this was tough because there was 4 games tied for number 1. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Bayonetta 3, Kirby, and Live Alive are all tied for the top spot. But we went with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So congratulations to Nintendo and Monolith Soft for that one. Best Story. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. You have God of War Ragnarok, A Plague Tale Requiem, Stray, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Return to Monkey Island, and Sonic Frontiers. Ryan, which one do you think won?
I mean, it has. To be honest, I'll be shocked if Sonic Frontier didn't win for this one.
Well, the winner is God of War Ragnarok. You forgot about that one.
I know, I just really want to hope that Sonic Frontier will win.
I don't think Sonic Frontiers won anything, but it might have won Game of the Year. But our nominees for Best Game of the Year, we got 9 nominees. Your nominees are Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, A Plague Tale Requiem, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, Sonic Frontiers, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Vampire Survivors, and Stray. I think, Ryan, which one do you think won this one?
Oh, as much as I want Sonic to win, I think it's obvious who won this one. Elden Ring.
Yep, congratulations from Software. Elden Ring is the Miikcast Game Awards Game of the Year. Yup, Bill
Ring.
Clinton.
Oh, sorry. Wrong poster. Hold on. Let me fix this.
Elden Ring is the Miikcast Game of the Year. Congratulations to From Software. And yeah,
Elden Ring.
Yep, Elden Ring. I'm actually kind of surprised. Elden Ring won Game of the Year and only one other category from what I remember. No, it won 2 other categories. It won Game of the Year, Art Style. No, it didn't win Art. Soundtrack and Open World. And yeah, that's 2022's Miikcast Game Awards. 2023, seeing how 2023 is shaping up, we might need to make it 10 nominees, but
I agree. Yeah, good games, not gonna lie.
Yeah. So Ryan, how you been? How you been?
Oh, been doing good. I feel like I've been dressed up as the nostalgia critic a lot for special events like this one.
Yeah, Ryan is a nostalgia critic connoisseur.
Yeah.
But yeah. What games you been playing lately?
Oh my god. Well, I know I recently played Roblox, but
Nice.
however, yeah, I am planning on getting a few games here and there. I know, well, Crime Boss, the one with Chuck Norris, I'm planning on getting soon. Also, I am thinking about getting the new Hogwarts video game.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing. That game is really good. It's only on the next gen consoles and PC though, so
Yeah,
the PS4 and Xbox One versions come out I think in April, so
yeah, I heard a lot of people say that the new video game is so good. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get it now. I have to see this for myself.
yeah, I want to talk about something real quick about Hogwarts Legacy. There's been a lot of discourse online about that game because of its ties to J.K. Rowling. And look, I'm not a fan of virtue signaling, and I'm guilty of this. When the Activision Blizzard stuff happened, I was like, I'm not supporting them. You should not support them. But like, you support whatever you want. The problem is, like, people are trying to make others feel bad for buying Hogwarts Legacy. And it's like, you think you're a good person for not supporting this game and ruining people's day for supporting this. You think you're a good person for that? No, you are a pathetic loser who is just nothing but a waste of oxygen. Alright? And that's why they hold you to these standards, these moral standards that they can't even follow themselves. Do you think, like, if we go by this logic, because, like, Hogwarts Legacy is, based off of Harry Potter, and Harry Potter is made by J.K. Rowling, and J.K. Rowling is transphobic. If we go by that logic, any fucking Disney movie or show that comes out, should we boycott that? Because Walt Disney, even though he's dead and J.K. Rowling's still alive, but still Walt Disney was anti-Semitic. Do we not support Apple because they run fucking sweatshops or whatever the fuck? And these people that are getting upset, I don't think are actual trans people. Because whenever I've heard trans people give their thoughts on this whole situation, they don't act at all like how these fucking losers are. Stop being upset for people. That's what I thought. Ryan, what are your thoughts? Do you have anything to say about the whole? If you buy Hogwarts Legacy, you're transphobic. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with what you're saying here. I mean, well, I feel like that people should mind their own business. I mean, it's not like you're a homophobic just because you got this game. Like, here's my opinion. You should, respect the art, not the creator. And that's what I always, do whenever there's, shows or, movies, and somehow the creator pretty much, got into a serious situation. Like, I don't really care about the creator. I only care about their work.
Yeah.
I mean, people who got the game, they only like Harry Potter and the universe, not J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. But I would understand if, you just don't feel right supporting this game. I totally get that. I've heard people say, I have many trans friends, and I just owe it to them to not buy this game, and that's totally fine. Me, for example, I just can't support Activision Blizzard. They are, because to me, they've proven time and time again that they do not give a shit about the consumer, their games, or their employees. All they want is your money, and for that, why should I give them what they want? That's how I look at that. JK, if I support, and I'm not trying to tell you to boycott Activision Blizzard, I'm just saying, the way I look at this, with Activision Blizzard, if I buy one of their games, I'm giving money, $60 to $70 to a corporation that has a bunch of shitty people. I'm not going to say they're all shitty people, but has a lot of shitty people. If I buy Hogwarts Legacy, one shitty person gets, fucking royalties or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but, I understand why maybe you don't want to support this game. You can separate the art from the artist, of course, but it's yeah, you just don't feel right buying this game. That's totally fine. But you can't be harassing people and making people feel bad for buying this. Because you're almost just... I'm not going to say you're just as bad as transphobes, because that's not quite true, but you're almost as bad as them if you're going to make people, ruin someone's day just because they want to play a video game. Alright? I'm sorry, this just pisses me off. And there's this website that is literally like you search up your favorite, you search up a streamer and you see if they're playing Hogwarts Legacy, so you can harass them. There's literally a website for that. It's like I just play what you want. If you don't want to play it, you don't have to, understandably. But stop holding people to these impossibly high moral standards that you cannot follow yourself, and also you don't really care about. Because these people that really care this much about this are like people that are harassing people for playing the game. I'm not saying if you are boycotting the game, you are a worthless piece of oxygen. But if you're harassing people for this, you're not really offended by people buying this game, and you don't really think they're transphobic. You just want to feel good about you and your pathetic life, and you're gonna make other people, you're gonna give them a hard time just so you can feel good about yourself. And I have some advice for people who receive this harassment. And it might be easier said than done, but like don't respond to it. Because when you respond, you give them this validation and you give them this like self-worth. And I'm not saying, worthless people can become worthful, at some point. But, like, this is not the way to do it. So, if these people are harassing you, it's because they have nothing better to do with their lives. So, you respond to them in a way that would make them realize how fucking worthless and pathetic they are. And that's by not responding to them. That's what I think. Any final thoughts, Ryan?
I mean, what you just said is what facts.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that people should respect other people's opinion. I mean, well, yeah, I know some people who got the game, but that doesn't mean they're like homophobic. They just actually want to play the game because they like the Harry Potter universe and they admire it so much.
Yeah.
I mean, people love the wizarding world of Harry Potter, and they want to. And this game, well, as much as what people like say, it's kind of like going into that wizarding world of Harry Potter that everyone wants to be. Like I bet a lot of people in their childhood who watched Harry Potter would be like, oh man, I really want to go into the wizarding world of Harry Potter to become a wizard. I want to go to Hogwarts. And that's pretty much, this game is pretty much an excuse to actually have their dreams come true. Mm-hmm. So let them enjoy the game. I mean, stop harassing. I mean, if you don't like the game, that's perfectly fine. I totally get it. But don't harass other people.
Yeah.
Because you're pretty much, going to make yourself look bad.
Yeah. It's not going to affect the sales of this game. This game, I think it became the most pre-ordered game on Steam, ever. And, let's be real, Harry Potter's still huge. It's going to sell gangbusters. I wouldn't even be surprised if this is the best-selling game of the year. Because I think this is, the first ever big-budget AAA, Harry Potter game. Obviously there have been Harry Potter games before, but, this is, the first somewhat original Harry Potter game that's not tied to any movie or anything. That's, a big-budget AAA title, not a small-budget shovelware game, And, I'm not even that much of a Harry Potter fan. But, this game kind of won me over with all the trailers and stuff. And it won me over again while playing it. I'm sinking time into it, and let's hope I have a review for it. I don't know why I said that. I should be able to finish this. There have been some games I haven't been finishing lately. I'm really enjoying this game, so I hope I end up finishing this game. Because if I don't finish it, there's no review. So yeah. I feel like we kind of have to talk about a certain Nintendo Direct that happened this week.
Oh yeah, we
Um,
got it.
usually whenever we talk about Nintendo Directs, uh, like there's one episode of Chill with the Miikcast where we talked about where the whole episode was us talking about this one Nintendo Direct, and I guess like that I remember actually that was a big deal because that was the first Direct in 2 years, so that was a pretty big deal. It was really exciting, and yeah, so why not let's go over everything in the Direct. Maybe not everything, but like,
And
everything, ever. But yeah, Nintendo Direct. So it started off with Pikmin 4. This game actually looks really good. Because I'm not the biggest fan of Pikmin. I don't have too much of an attachment to it. The only reason I know about Pikmin is because of Smash and Olimar being in Smash. I played a little bit of Pikmin 3. I'm actually not sure. There's one of the Pikmin games I played. I don't know if it was 3. I think it might have been either 1 or 2. But this one looks really good. July 21st, I believe. Right? Was that what it was?
I think so.
I'm trying to find it right now. Yeah, July 21st. Ryan, what do you think of Pikmin 3?
Well, I'm actually pretty excited. Actually, fun fact, that was actually the very first video game I actually played.
Really, Pikmin?
Yeah.
Also, I said Pikmin 3. I meant to say Pikmin 4. But really, Pikmin was the first game you played?
Oh yeah.
That's
I
pretty
remember,
cool, actually.
Yeah, it was like around, I think, yeah, 7 or 8 years old that I played it at my cousin's house. And oh boy, it was like a pretty good game. And also, wasn't like this Pikmin game in development for like quite some time
Well,
now?
this Pikmin 4 was in development for a very long time. Like, I remember they announced that they started development. Like, they announced that back in, like, I think before the Wii U, like, before the Switch came out. Like, when the Switch was still, when we still knew the Switch as the NX. I think that's when they announced that, which was a very long time. That was, like, when the Wii U was still getting... It was on its dying days. So like, before this, like, I'm pretty sure they had to take development from the Wii U to the Switch. And that's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, this game's been... And I think something similar happened with Pikmin 3. It started as a Wii game, but then they moved it over to the Wii U. So maybe... when they make Pikmin 5, maybe let's make it so that actually ends up on the console they start developing it on. But yeah, Pikmin 4 looks really good. There's Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC, whatever, you know. Samba de Amigo. I was not expecting this. A new Samba de Amigo game. Sega, every now and then, will just bring back one of their franchises that they've done nothing with for the past, like, 10 years. But yeah, I don't know if I'll get this game, but, like I said, Greg is a Sega head, so I'm sure he's pretty happy about this one. Ryan, thoughts on Samba de Amigo Party Central? That's what it's called.
He will. He will be excited for it.
Yeah. Fashion Dreamer. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure who this game is for. Because, like, these fashion people, I don't know why they'd be playing on the Switch. Not really anything to say about it. Dead Cells. What's up?
I've known, like, a few people from my school who are, like, gamers, but also interested in fashion.
I know, but
So-
I don't know why you'd want to buy a fashion video game. I don't know. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania DLC. That's pretty cool. It's been a while since I played Dead Cells. Maybe this will get me playing Dead Cells again. Ryan, thoughts on that at all?
Definitely excited for that game. I mean, I would let's see how like the reviews are.
All right.
And
Tron Identity. Kind of weird that they're making a point and click Tron game, but yeah, I don't really have anything to say about it. Ryan, anything on Tron Identity?
it kind of feels like, a Telltale game ripoff.
um, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. This one is an interesting one. I'm not too familiar with this game. I've heard of it, but like, it was just like this DS like cult classic. And they're bringing it back to the Switch. I notice in every Nintendo Direct, there's always a very random game on like one of the older consoles that they just bring back. Like, and I guess this one's Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Like, I remember one of the directs, they brought back Stubbs the Zombie, which is in like an OG Xbox game that like wasn't even that popular. It's like every Nintendo Direct they have these weird games. So thoughts on Ghost Trick, Ryan?
I mean, like I said, it's like a pretty interesting game, like you mentioned. I mean, it's def it's definitely interesting to see how it will play out.
Yep. Deca Police. This one, I didn't really have much to say about this one. Anything, Ryan, on Deca Police?
No comment.
All right. Bayonetta Origins, Syriza and the Lost Demon. This one looks interesting. It like kind of look at the gameplay and it's like I kind of know how this game will play. It looks interesting. I don't know about $60. Ryan, thoughts?
60, bro, that's like way too much, especially for a game like that.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
I guess new video games like cost a lot of money. But at the same time, I mean, this game, I feel like that's just like way too much. It's not really too hype as like Hogwarts Legacy and what then also how can I say it, the new Batman video game.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway,
Next. Sorry.
your thoughts?
Oh, no, I shared my thoughts.
All right. Go on.
Next up, Splatoon 3 Expansion Pass DLC. Inkopolis is back, which is pretty cool. I really liked Inkopolis, but all the stores are the same as in Splatoon 3. Like, they didn't, like, it's just aesthetic. It's just a reskin, which is weird. But then Side Order looks interesting.
That one I'm actually more interested of. The way how, like when they mentioned about like the stores and stuff like that, I was like, I mean, it's alright. And then they mentioned this Side Order. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And the way how they did it, it made it out like something big. So I'm definitely excited for that to see how it is.
Yeah. Disney Illusion Island. Are you guys gonna boycott this game because of Walt Disney? Sorry, but yeah, Disney Illusion Island. This game actually looks really good. It seems to be like a new game in like the World of Illusion, Castle of Illusion, on the Genesis. Like those games are really good. So it's cool to see a new one of those games. And it. Whoa! What happened? Our webcams just disappeared for a second on OBS, but we're all right now. Yeah, this game seems to be like Rayman. It seems to look like Rayman. $40. I don't know about that, but and also they said it's gonna have co-op, like local multiplayer, but not online multiplayer. Which doesn't this game have online multiplayer? That's a bit weird, but I think I'm gonna get this game because it looks pretty cool. Ryan, thoughts on Disney Illusion Island?
I mean, I love the graphics in the game. They're like really impressive with like the characters, the maps, the levels, the antagonists, everything.
Yep.
The only issue I would actually, like you said, I don't know like why is there like online multiplayer or like multiplayer wise as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a good game for like that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited to see Mickey and Donald and Goofy and Minnie and Pluto's adventures.
Yeah. I think this game will be fun. Moving on, there's more Fire Emblem Engage DLC. Fire Emblem Engage is a good game. I feel like they're kind of going a little crazy with the DLC so soon after it released. I don't really like it when that happens, but it seems interesting. I'm not gonna ask you what you think about that because I don't really. There's not much to it really.
Yeah.
Same with Harmony: The Fall of Reverie. Who cares? Octopath Traveler 2 comes out in a couple weeks, and it honestly looks interesting. There's a demo out. I haven't played the demo yet, but yeah, we didn't really see too much of it, so I'm not gonna really ask you about it. We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal Reverie. Why is this the second game in like 2 minutes with the word reverie in it? But yeah, Ryan, like this is pretty cool that they're doing another Katamari game and they're not releasing it on the same day as Smash, because they released Katamari Damacy Reroll the exact same day as Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and is like, well, yeah. Ryan, what thoughts on We Love Katamari?
I mean, like like you said, it's kind of interesting how they what releasing at the same date as Super Smash Bros. But like
This one's
but
not
for
releasing on the same day as Smash, because Smash
oh
is... Ryan, Smash is already out.
oh no, like when the
The,
same like
the other
date
one,
went
yeah.
out. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sea of
sorry.
Stars? Sorry. Sorry.
But anyway, I do like the promotion for that game, so I'm definitely putting down my wish list.
Yeah. Also, you can use the voucher for that, the Switch voucher for that game, which is pretty cool. Sea of Stars. This game's been on my radar, and we got a release date, August 20 something. I don't really remember I remember it being August 20 something. And there's a demo out now, which is pretty cool. Omega Strikers. I don't really know what to say about this one. Etrian Odyssey. I don't know. This is the new PNGs, the new like characters look good, but everything else just looks bad. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. I was actually really excited to see this one because this game got dealt a very bad hand. It was announced, I think, E3 2021. It's gonna come out later that year, but then they delayed it till like I think April or March of 2022, because they needed more time to work on it. And then the war in Ukraine happened, and it's unfortunately still happening now. But like, one of like the very first nation you fight in Advance Wars is like, it's almost like Russia, like it's like a 1-to-1 sort of imitation of Russia, and it probably didn't seem right to release this during the war in Ukraine. So they delayed it indefinitely. And I mean that the war's still going on now, but like it's not like it's not like how it was last year. So they're gonna come out with this game on April. Let's see, April 21st, of this year. Pretty cool. I want this game to. It's not gonna do well, especially because of how far back it got pushed. But
Yeah.
I want it to do well because Advance Wars is pretty good. I played one of them on the GBA. Very good. It's like I almost think it's better than the original Fire Emblem games. Some of the later Fire Emblems are, mwah. But yeah, Ryan, thoughts on Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp?
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, knowing, like, knowing the promotion, it seems like a pretty cool game. And I'm really hoping that, well, the game would actually do good, even though it's, like, push back. But I feel like, but you know what they say, especially, in some movies and video games, it's definitely worth the wait.
Yeah. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I'm gonna get. I know ML is very excited for this game because he's a big Kirby fan.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
same.
get this game just because it's
You're not.
$60. It's $60. It's a $60 remake of a Wii game, and it's not. It's Kirby games should not even be like. I don't even think they should be 50. I think 50 might be pushing it a little bit for Kirby. 60's like I don't know, but they are adding. They're adding something here. They're adding an epilogue chapter to the game after you beat it, where you play as Magalore, which is pretty cool. That is very cool. I'm not gonna. Maybe I'll buy when it's on sale. But Ryan, thoughts on this?
Yeah, this Kirby game I gotta get. Well, the famous meme from Fried from Futurama, "Shut up and take my money."
Yeah.
Pretty much me right now when I'm gonna get Kirby.
Okay.
I mean, like a remake and all that, but however, I mean, I'm a very big fan of Kirby and stuff like that, so I might as well get it.
Yeah. Next one, the Direct was kind of going a little slow. Every now and then we'll get some cool stuff like Advance Wars and stuff like that. But once we got here, then it picked up, and it stayed consistently good. Game Boy coming to Nintendo Switch Online.
Now that I'm actually...
Yeah, this was really cool. The games we got... Let me get to where, like... we got Tetris. So I'm watching the Direct as it goes. Super Mario Land 2. No Super Mario Land 1, but alright. Super Mario Land 2 is the better one anyways. Link's Awakening DX. By the way, they're counting Game Boy and Game Boy Color as one system. And they are kind of the same thing. Sort of like the Game Boy Color is kind of a revision of the original Game Boy. Kind of like how the new 3DS was a revision for the 3DS. But like the Game Boy Color had a lot of exclusive games. So it's kind of weird to group them as one console because they're really not, but they kind of are. We got Gargoyle's Quest, which is an interesting one. That one, I covered that game on Hidden Gems. It's a good game. Game & Watch Gallery 3, pretty cool. Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare. That one I think sticks out like a motherfucker. Metroid 2, Return of Samus. Wario Land 3. I think that was the last one for like the ones that are coming out at launch.
I think,
oh yeah, and Kirby's Dream Land as well.
Yeah.
Was that the last one?
Yeah,
it was. It was.
Yeah.
And so that's a pretty solid lineup at launch. And then they showed some of the games that'll be coming later, like the Oracle games, which is pretty cool. Pokemon, the trading card game, Kirby Tilt and Tumble, all pretty cool. But then that wasn't it. They didn't stop there. Game Boy Advance. I mean, come on, dude. Like, this is... The Game Boy Advance games we got were, let's see. Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. It's like the Super Mario Bros. 3 remake, of course. for the GBA. We have WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games. Kururin, or Kururin, that's how they said it. Mario Kart Super Circuit. Okay, pretty cool. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. That's a big one. That's a nice addition. Zelda the Minish Cap. This is the Zelda game developed by Capcom, which is really cool. And yeah, those are the ones coming at launch. Pretty cool lineup, and then the ones that we're gonna be getting later on. If we see it, Metroid Fusion, Kirby, The Amazing Mirror, Fire Emblem, The Binding Blade, F-Zero Maximum Velocity, and Golden Sun. It is really cool seeing Golden Sun there. I think the Game Boy, like, we just got. I'm gonna separate Game Boy and Game Boy Color. We just got Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance all here, and I think this might make the expansion pack worth it. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
You get a whole bunch of DLC for games, plus N64 games, Genesis games, Game Boy Color games, and Game Boy Advance games. I think I think now this is a good deal.
Yeah.
Thoughts, Ryan?
Here's my. I feel like that, people who really like old time video games or like nostalgia based like me, I feel like that they would definitely gravitate towards this, Game Boy Ascension pack.
Yeah.
That I'm really excited for. Can't play, good old Wario World.
Yeah. Then we get Metroid Prime Remastered. Which was like rumored for a while. The rumor originally started as it originally started as the Metroid Prime trilogy was coming to Switch, and then it turned into just the first Metroid Prime games getting remastered, and then they finally announced it, and then they shadow dropped it.
I know.
And I got it. I've been playing it. It is. I think it's one of the. It's more than just a remaster. That's the. It feels like they fully remade the game from the ground up. The game looks really. It's one of the best looking games on the Switch, and I really think. I think it is. I think it's one of the best remasters, maybe even one of the best remakes of all time. It is really good. Ryan, thoughts?
I'm lost in words because of how amazing this game is. I mean, this game is like definitely the highlight of one of the highlights of Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, we'll get to what I think is the highlight, but yeah,
but this is one, especially the way how they promote it, the way the trailer up as well. But I was like glued to the screen the whole entire time. It was like most beautiful thing I ever saw in the Nintendo Direct in awfully a while until there's like the final one, which will later. But still, it was like amazing. It was the famous word Homelander. This game was perfect, everything. The last minute detail.
Yep.
So yeah, that was my opinion on the whole game. And moving on.
We got Master Detective Archives Raincoat. This game looks interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna get it though. Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD remaster. That's pretty cool. This and like Golden Sun are like RPGs from the GameCube GBA era that people have been asking to come back for a while. So that's pretty cool that we're getting Baten Kaitos back. But yeah, not much here. This does look more just like a remaster than Metroid Prime, which looks like a full-on remake. This one is definitely more of a remaster, but yeah. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, I don't care. Professor Layton, a new Professor Layton game. We barely got anything of it, but Ryan, thoughts quickly on Professor Layton?
Hey, it's Professor Layton. What can I say?
Yeah. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. I just want them to be fucking done with this game. But the Yoshi's Island, the new Yoshi's Island course looks really cool. And we got a new character in Birdo. I didn't know we'd be getting new characters. But yeah, thoughts, Ryan, quickly?
I mean, like you said, I feel like it's gonna be a good game.
Yep. Now they go through a little sizzle reel, nothing really too crazy. But there was that one baseball game that they showed, WBSCE Baseball Power Pros. I just want to point it out that that game is on the Nintendo eShop for 99 cents. And I got it. I got it because it was $1. I haven't played it yet, but yeah.
$1, I would get it too.
Then, our final game, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now look, I'm not like a Zelda connoisseur, you know. I feel like I've just within the past few months started to get into Zelda. Obviously Breath of the Wild's amazing, but more the rest of the Zelda games. And I had this at number 1 on my most anticipated list. Cuz I feel like I had to, like, it's Zelda. Not that I feel peer pressured, like, I don't mean it in that way, but like felt like I feel the hype for this game, you know? But like I'm probably might be more excited for a game like Street Fighter or Final Fantasy. And then this trailer dropped. It amplified my excitement. I cannot wait for Tears of the Kingdom. It looks absolutely amazing. I don't even know what to say. The weird thing is, well, they announced an amiibo, of course. And that amiibo looks really cool. I already ordered that amiibo, by the way. The interesting thing about this one, though, is that it is $70, which is weird. But it's hard for me to really get that upset about Tears of the Kingdom being $70, because I think if there's any Nintendo game that deserves to be $70, it's Zelda. Any Nintendo game that deserves to be priced, to be valued at $10 more than all the others, it's Zelda, because they spent a lot of time on this one. But it's weird that they're doing that now. I thought they'd wait till the next generation to increase the prices of their games, but I guess not. They said they're doing this on a game-by-game basis. I hope that's true, because, Pikmin 4, which comes out after Tears of the Kingdom, is $60, you know? So, I hope, they don't put out games like fucking Mario Strikers that shouldn't even be $60. They make that $70, you know? And people are worried, I've heard people say that if this is a game-by-game basis, how come the first Breath of the Wild wasn't $70? How come Mario Odyssey wasn't $70? To that, those games came out before the PS5 and Xbox Series came out. You know, those games came out before the price hike. Why would they be $70 if no other game was $70? That's my thoughts. Ryan, thoughts on Tears of the Kingdom, and then thoughts on its $70 price tag.
Well, I mean, the graphics are so good in the game, and the way how I definitely agree that this will I feel like that was the grand finale of Nintendo Direct, and I'm very glad they chose that last. It was the big cherry on top, and definitely, well, one of the big highlights. I do want to mention about the price. I can see where they're coming off, because I mean pretty much every Legend of Zelda fan really wants this game, so I can see why the price. But the issue is like we don't know how the game will be. Like, would it be good? Would it be bad? If it's a very crappy, then you pretty much just wasted $70 on a shitty game.
Well, that's basically like that's any game, you know.
Yeah, but
But
however, I
the
mean,
the
there's
thing
like
here,
other
sorry.
yeah, there's other games that I feel like that is just like a little bit too overpricey. Like it could have like been like $60. I feel like that would have been a good price.
I know, but like uh if games like Gotham Knights can be $70, Tears of the Kingdom I think could be 70. I know they're on different consoles, but still Tears of the Kingdom could be 70. I just find it weird. I can't get too upset because there are people out there that would buy this for fucking $100. I just find it weird that they chose to make one game $70, like over 5 years into the Switch's life. It's not like they're all now gonna be $70, because like I said, Pikmin 4 is still gonna be 60. And it's just going to be weird when you look at all these games. You see 60, 60, 60, 50 every now and then. Then there's one that's 70. That's a little weird. But
Yeah, that was kind of weird, really.
But
I'm going back on the whole game. I mean, the way
whoops,
like
sorry.
the way how the trailers like showed, it definitely seems like a really hyped game for all of us to enjoy. And this is definitely going to be one of the greatest Legend of Zelda games in a while,
If
which
it's
I'm definitely
anything like Breath of the Wild, like if it's even half as good as Breath of the Wild, I think it meets expectations.
yeah. Now,
So
and I
sorry.
feel like one of the big highlights in the Nintendo Direct, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's the most anticipated one. I believe many people were like, on the edge of their seats for that game.
Yeah. Well, we've been going for quite a while, so I think we're gonna wrap this up.
All right.
A bit of an interesting episode of Chill with the Miikcast. We didn't really go over what we've been playing. We didn't go over what we've been watching. We weren't like bullshitting around. We went over the Miikcast Game Awards. We went over. We talked about the Hogwarts Legacy drama. We talked about the Nintendo Direct. Interesting episode here. But thanks for stopping by, anyone who listened. Ryan, thanks for being a part of this episode. Where can people find you? Where can anything you'd like to plug?
Oh yeah, channel awesome. Pretty much release some good old Nostalgia Critic episodes. The next episode of the Nostalgia Critic will be any like shitty movie release. But yeah,
Right.
but in all honesty, I have my YouTube channel, the Ryan John channel. New videos are going to be uploaded pretty soon, like somewhere next week.
All right. And of course, you can subscribe to me, DPX Solo, on YouTube. Yeah, people in my house are starting to be very loud. That's my cue to wrap this up. But subscribe to me on YouTube, DPX Solo. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Letterboxd, and my podcast DPX Talks for about an hour on SoundCloud. And of course, there's Slash, who had to leave early. And there's other people who couldn't make this episode. I think next episode might be a later episode, at 6 o'clock. So we'll see. But yeah, take care, guys.
I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember, so you don't.